Yo, what's good? It's Gerard, and I'm back with another video. And today I want to talk to y'all about my artistic journey. How I went from Houston to LA for the last 4 to 5 years, and what that experience was like for me. So in 2019, I was going through a living situation in my hometown of Houston, Texas. I was looking for a place to stay, but it was real hard for me, real hard to find an apartment. Things were just tough. And at the time, I had a friend that was also from Houston, but he moved to Los Angeles, Les Lockhart. And I had a conversation with him, and he let me know that he had a couch for me to stay on. So once I had that conversation with him, and he let me know that it was cool for me to come out there, that was all I needed to hear. I put in my 2 weeks notice at my job. I packed up everything in my truck, and I left. I had $400 to my name at the time, and by the time I made it to Los Angeles, I had like two, because it costs gas to get out there. I didn't have no savings. I didn't have a job waiting for me when I got out there. I didn't have nothing. I had me and a dream. And honestly, that drive out there was really difficult for me, just because I could feel the tether of home literally snapping apart as I got closer and closer to LA. And there were a lot of times on that drive where I wanted to turn around because of my fear of the unknown. I was leaving behind my family, which I had never done before. I'm used to being around my family every day. I didn't know what to expect when I got out there. I was hearing a lot of horror stories about LA, making sure that I, kept the main thing, that I didn't let people and negative energies kind of pull me away from being a God-fearing person and compromising my morals, things of that nature. I know we all hear stories about how Los Angeles is like that. So that drive was really nerve-wracking for me, but I made it. Thankful to God, I made it. And when I got there, it was another task, because it was real easy for me to fall into the same old habits that I had when I was back home in Houston, as far as looking for the same jobs, trying to do the same thing. So I ended up finding a job at a doctor's office as an optician. I did that job for like a week, and then I quit. And the reason why I quit was because I could feel the spirit. I could feel my spirit being torn from my body. It was draining me. I didn't feel like I was challenging myself. I felt like I moved to LA to do the same thing that I was doing in Houston. So why did I even move? You know what I'm saying? So I quit that job. Some friends put me on to working like odd end jobs here and there, working at festivals, doing bartending or ID checking, just so you can make a little bread, but you still got pretty much all your free time. So I started doing that, and then the pandemic happened. And we all know what that was like. The whole world shut down, and that was a crazy experience. I'll never forget when that happened. I had another battle to face, because I started being lazy, man. Like, honestly, I was chilling in the crib, just watching movies or YouTube all day, barely working on music, barely doing anything. It was like, yo, if they telling us we gonna stop shit, I'm finna stop. But eventually that got old, and one day I woke up and was like, man, I need to challenge myself. Like, I'm not doing what I came out here to do. And so I'll never forget, one day I went online, I went on Reddit. I was just looking for producers or people who made samples, just trying to find something to make some demos out of. And I came across one of my closest friends to this day, produced by Dav. He had a special on his Bandcamp where it was, everything on my Bandcamp was $1. So I went on there, downloaded some sounds, made some demos, recorded some songs, emailed them to him. He checked them out. He liked what he heard. He, added some stuff on top of it. And then I started doing some research, trying to find him on socials. And come to find out, he lived in Los Angeles too. And not only that, but he stayed like 10 to 15 minutes away from where I just moved to in Los Angeles, which was Van Nuys. He had a studio out in North Hollywood. So from that point on, I just started pulling up to a studio, man. I was once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. I was at his studio just throwing paint at the wall, exploring my voice and what it could do, experimenting with different writing styles, different singing styles, different rapping styles, just seeing what fit with me, what stuck with me, really paying attention to the words that I put to the page, because I wanted to make sure that every word that I used was a word that I wanted to say. And that space did wonders for me. I feel like that was a tremendous part of my growth process as an artist. I was also blessed to have a small network of friends that lived out there. I had been to LA a couple times, so I knew some people that were native to LA. I knew some people from Houston that moved to LA and been out there for a while and doing some pretty amazing things. And I was able to go into rooms that they opened up for me. And at that point, it became about providing value. I began to make a little name for myself as being like a A&R of sorts, even though I've never really knew what an A&R was. I didn't know what I was doing was A&R. I'm just like, bro, I just like to help people elevate, man. I'm not a gatekeeper, so I would come across producers or artists and I would think their music was cool, think their producing style was cool, or if they made samples, I'd be like, yo, these samples are crazy. And anything that I didn't use for myself, I was definitely playing for the homies. Like, yo, y'all got to tap in with this person. Y'all need to work with this producer. You need to work with this artist. And as a result of that, I was able to consistently be in rooms that, like I said, because of my friends, I wouldn't have been able to open up myself. So I'm very grateful for that process. And yeah, man, I spent from like 2019 to the end of 2023 just doing that, man. I did some internships at some studios out there, was able to exist in those spaces and build relationships with people and really like understand the business side of things. Like, you really see behind the smoke and mirrors, like how these things actually happen. I'm a bedroom artist. I'd never been in no studio like that. From the jump, when I wanted to do music, I found a laptop. I got microphones. I was recording people out of my own crib. That's how I pursued music, and everything that I did, every idea, every mixtape, everything that I manufactured came from my own brain. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I didn't have help, because I definitely had people help me with getting shows, getting on tours, getting photography, videos, and stuff like that. Like, to make an artist, it really takes a village. But this is the first time where I really saw like the intentionality behind building an artist, how they meet multiple times a week, multiple people meet multiple times a week to really develop a rollout for an artist, develop an identity for an artist, look for opportunities for an artist, look for producers for an artist to work with, opportunities for that artist to grow. That was the first time that I seen that in action. And yeah, man, I just learned, for me, the best availability is availability. That's my motto. So I just always made myself available, to be honest. I pride myself on doing the best that I can to be a good person to people, to actually be genuine towards people and actually wanting to see people win. I'm not looking for anything in return. I'm not trying to get you to do anything for me. Like, I just want to see people win, man. Like, if we working together, let's work together and let's thrive together. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, hopefully I'm saying everything. I don't want to make this video too long, but I can get very long with it, man. And this is only like part of the story. I'll definitely get into more details, more like the ins and outs of like my time there, the cool things that I got to do, the people that I got to meet. But in general, I just wanted to encourage anybody, if this is something that you have a passion for, something that you've been thinking about, you wanting to do, there's so many different ways to go about doing it. And one thing that I've learned is, no matter how much you plan or prepare for it, you're gonna struggle, bro. Like, if you move to LA, you're gonna struggle. Like, I know people that moved out there and they saved up tens of thousands of dollars and they still ended up struggling. I went out there with $400 and I struggled my ass off. I lost my car in the pandemic. I I had to, bro, I had to ride the bus to the studio. I had to ride the bus everywhere. I was on the bus or the train everywhere I went. But that just goes to show you like the hunger that I had. So you really have to ask yourself if this is what you really want. Like, if you are really willing to put in the work and face the struggles that come with this life of being an artist. I don't think a lot of people really understand that this grind is real, bro. Like, and you don't know what's going to happen on the other side of it. It may be all for naught. But me personally, I don't feel that way. I feel like I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot of really good life lessons. And that helped me grow as a person, not just as an artist. So yeah, man, I know I just went on another little tangent after saying I don't want to make this video long, but I'm gonna really end it right here. Just want to encourage anybody that wants to do this. Man, don't think twice about it. Don't overthink it. Just make sure that it's something that you really want to do, and understand that everything that you are going to face may not be what you want to face, and you're gonna have to overcome that. So yeah, man. Again, I got an album that's coming out in 5 days now called "Here's What I've Been Doing," and it's just talking about my experience of being in LA the last 4 years. But I appreciate anybody that watches these videos. Thank you for tuning in with me. Thank you for supporting my music. Just thank you for being you, honestly. But yeah, man, I'm out.